Hi, everybody. Hi, and welcome to Ignite Your Soul Opportunity Group. So, I'm Tanya, and I am the founder and creator of Ignite Your Soul. So, I just want to say a big welcome to all of you and a congratulations for saying yes to wanting more for your life, to wanting more for yourself, and for wanting more for your family. Because I know and we understand here at Ignite Your Soul how much often we get stuck in the traps of daily life, the 9 to 5 grind, but also, around our ill health, and we feel like often that we cannot move forward, that it's really difficult for us to be able to be who we want, to have the life that we want, and to be able to create something that is bigger than ourselves, but something more than what we have been doing. Because I know for myself, I was in a position where I was kind of stuck and not really knowing how I could make my dreams happen or how I can impact people better in a more positive way, and impact more people, not just the people that I was really supporting at the time, and not in the way that I wanted to support them. So I just want to tell you a little bit about myself and where Ignite Your Soul has come from and what exactly it's about. So my background, I was raised in a very spiritual family, and so I was raised very much around how important it is to give back to the world and to really support other people, because when we are supporting other people, not only does it make you feel good, but it also helps you grow. And of course, growth is massively important to me. As human beings, we cannot grow if we are not really doing anything to grow. So if we're not saying yes to opportunities that are kind of outside of our comfort zone, if we're not able to step through fear, which we all have, and so we kind of stuck inside our little comfort zone, which feels great, but we don't actually grow and we don't actually experience more for our life. So I was raised very much with understanding all of that, believing in the law of attraction, believing in miracles, and I do very much so. I believe in the kindness of people and the human spirit, and I know that everybody deep down really wants to support other people, and of course in doing that they're also supporting themselves. So I believe in that, and I really trust in people. I love connecting with people. I think it's really important for me. I love building relationships with people. I've got a very trusting heart. So that's how I was raised, and so I was very much really drawn to supporting people from a really young child. And I know that at primary school I was called Dear Tanya, because all my friends used to come to me with their problems, because I was really good at listening and supporting them and offering advice. I was just very empathetic naturally. And as I got older, of course, I developed this skill, and then I kind of stepped into all sorts of different areas in my life in terms of career, but I mainly sort of stuck in around social work and support work, and which I loved, and I thought was something that I really wanted to do. I thought this is the way that I can really help people make better choices in their life, create positive change for more people. But what I found is I was really stuck in procedures and policies and funding, and if there was no funding, we couldn't support. There was a lot of red tape around it, and also often people would be they would be volunteers, but they would be referred from other services for our support. And of course, if they didn't want our support, it was really difficult to support them to move forward as a family or as a young people. And so I kind of got really tired of feeling like I wasn't really able to do more. And so what I thought I would do is I thought, I want to create something that is really going to impact people on a wider scale. And I've always been drawn to holistic health. I love holistic everything. I love preventative measures and social services and health and everything. I believe that prevention is really important, that education is really important in those areas, because it's the only way that we can make changes. for people, make positive changes. But the holistic side of things, you know, I understand, I know it's really important having that mind, body and soul connection, that when we are talking about healing and supporting people to move forward in their life, that they've got to look at every area in every facet of their life with their mind, body and soul. And so what I did was I thought, right, I'm going to create Ignite Your Soul, and that's what this is going to be about, and I can really support people on this realm. And of course, I had the mind and the soul connection really, really well, because obviously with my social work training and that, I was working on that mind aspect of it, but also with my spiritual self and how, and my growth and my awareness, I was able to support people on a spiritual level as well. So, but what I found was missing was my body aspect. I really didn't have that. Well, how can I support someone in the body? And of course, at the time, I was really sick myself. I had been sick for probably about 4 years, and I had an autoimmune disorder. So I had chronic pain every single day, and I was feeling really, really awful. And I thought, well, how can I help people in this realm when I'm feeling so unwell physically? I really needed something to add to my holistic growth idea and my business, my Ignite Your Soul business. So what I did was, of course, I had other things going on in terms of my health as well. I had adrenal fatigue and leaky gut, so I was really, really exhausted all the time. I mean, I'm a mum. I've got 4 kids, young adult and teenage children, and 2 step teenage children. And so I was pretty busy anyway, racing around, and I was working full time. So I really didn't have a lot of time for myself, but also having these illnesses meant that I was absolutely exhausted. I didn't sleep well at night, and I'd wake in the morning feeling like I didn't sleep at all. I'd fall asleep on the couch between 4 and 5 every day. It was just my normal. You know, my hair was falling out in handfuls. I had dermatitis all over my skin. I had this awful rash on my foot that just would not go away. I was continuously sick, so I was always at the doctor's, being put on antibiotics for UTIs. I had constant UTIs. I had consistent thrush. And for all those women in here, you understand how awful and frustrating that is. And then, of course, you know, it was a vicious cycle of being on antibiotics and having thrush. And then, you know, it was just a constant thing. It was like being on a mouse wheel. I had cold sores. It's another thing that I had constantly on my lips. So I was always really run down. And I had nausea and gut issues. So I had like a confused bowel, and I had constant cramps, and I had headaches all the time, and I just felt like absolute death. I looked terrible, and I thought, well, how can I support people? And of course, I accidentally fell upon this incredible product that after watching my friend who was really sick get well, and I noticed that she was getting well within a month, and I just reached out to her and I tried them, and honestly, it was the best decision I ever made. It was just fruits and veggies in a capsule. That's all it was. The whole idea of it was to bridge the gap between what we aren't eating and what we should be eating. And I know for myself, I was struggling in terms of my diet on, you know, eating enough fruits and veggies. But I was so sick that my body was actually not able to heal itself. It could function okay to a point, but it actually wasn't able to do anything else. And so I understood this 33 plus fruits and veggies in a capsule, supporting our body at a cellular level to really give it the support it needs to grow, to heal and to function at an optimal level. So I totally understood that. I gave it a go, and honestly, I have never looked back. My health improved so much that I thought, I love this. This is exactly what I've been looking for to add to my Ignite Your Soul business. And of course, at the time, my daughter was also really, really sick. So she had anxiety, severe anxiety. She was only 15 at the time. She had panic attacks so bad that she would cut to relieve the pain. So for any mums who understand, if they've got daughters going through it, or if you're going through it yourself, you understand that it's a really difficult time. It's hard to know what to do. And of course, she was under psychologist care and was seeing a psychologist twice weekly, but it just was not doing anything. And her psychologist had reached out to me and said, look, I don't know what else to do. Nothing's working except she has to go and see a psychiatrist and get on some medication. And of course, my daughter and I were not keen on this idea. Neither of us like to have medication at all. And so I said to her, look, I just want to try this first. And it was around the same time that I was trying the capsules for myself. And of course, our company gives them free to a child with every adult order. So I got my daughter them free. And honestly, it just changed her life as well. From a girl who was shutting herself in a room, she would not let me in. I was getting texts from her boyfriend saying Maya's cutting, I can't stop her. She won't listen to me. We couldn't get in her room. She would barricade the door closed. I could hear her crying all the time in her room and not being able to do anything. We were constantly on the phone to the CAT team, not really getting any support, much support there at all, because there was only so much we could do. And, you know, she changed from that point. In the first week of taking the capsules, she was actually starting to feel more positive. She was coming out of her room. She wasn't having those tearful moments. I remember coming in one day to the kitchen and she had her head down like she was stressed. And I said, honey, are you okay? And that's another thing. She'd never come out of her room. I'd never see her in the kitchen. She'd always do it when we were there or when we were in bed, because she didn't like to see me. She didn't want me to see her crying or cutting or anything like that. And so, and I just said, honey, you okay? And she looked up at me and she said, yeah, I'm just having a panic attack, but I'm okay. And I was absolutely blown away by that. That was huge to know that she's supported so well in her gut with this incredible gut food that she's able to actually get through this. And now 2 years later, and she's a different girl. She really is. She's incredible, putting herself into situations that would have otherwise triggered her. So for me, that was massive. Not only did it support my health, but it also supported my daughter's health. And of course, you know, when we look at mental illness and we look at the amount of research that's been done lately around gut health and mental health and how they are so connected and so linked, I understood that and I thought, wow, not only is this product going to support our body, but it's also going to support our mind, our spiritual growth as well, because it's gut food and it's supporting the body in every area. So I jumped on this and I thought, wow, this is what I'm adding to my Ignite Your Soul. This is my body aspect to my mind, body, soul connection. So that's how Ignite Your Soul was born, but it's also how I developed it to make it more than what it is. And so what we do in terms of how it works is ultimately I'm really passionate about supporting people to grow, to make better choices for themselves and for their families, supporting them to grow so that they can shine in whatever it is they want. They can be who they are. They can step fully into their potential. And so at Ignite Your Soul, that's what we do. And we do this in a couple of different ways. We do this by supporting our customers' health to grow. And we do that by our program. So we have a healthy lifestyle program, which encourages families to make small changes in their lifestyle to set themselves up for a more sustainable, healthy lifestyle. So whether this be in supporting them to lose weight, or whether it be in just to create a healthy lifestyle, so they're eating better, they're exercising, we have a mindset and gratitude aspect of it as well, so their thoughts are healthier, so their whole body becomes healthier. Whatever that looks like for them, we support them to do that. And another aspect to Ignite Your Soul is that we are supporting people to grow themselves on a mind and a soul level as well. So we support them through self-development. We support them through teaching them how to create an income from what they're doing. So as they are supporting other people to make changes in their lives, they're also creating an income from that as well. And of course, when we are creating that financial or the income that we need, it's actually helping us to feel healthier, to feel wealthier. I mean, they say health is wealth, but it all is. So once you start supporting your health, your self-development, your growth, your mind and your body and your soul are starting to connect, and you are creating an income from this as well, because let's face it, we all need to work to earn an income so that we can get our mortgage paid, to get our bills paid. And so this is a way of doing it by impacting other people and supporting them to create a better life. And what that's doing for us is it's making better choices for us as well. So that's essentially what we're doing here at Ignite Your Soul. That's what we're about. And so for me, I was really, really excited, obviously, when I discovered this incredible product that we could, and the program, of course, that we could actually incorporate into our body aspect to mind, body and soul. But also at the time, as you heard earlier, I was very much stuck in the 9-to-5 grind. I was in a job where I felt like I was watching people die and I wanted to help them live. I had just watched my dad pass away with cancer not that long ago, and I watched him suffer for 3.5 years, and it absolutely broke my heart that I didn't know about this beforehand, that I couldn't support him physically in the way that I wanted to be able to support him. And to watch him suffer and die is just, to me, it was just a waste. He was so young and so full of life still. And I thought, I don't want other people to be suffering like this. No one deserves to suffer like this. So I thought, what an incredible way that I can support people to prevent illness, to set up a really good, healthy lifestyle for themselves, so that it's, you know, to me, it's kind of like my health insurance, where I'm actually giving my body micronutrients every day to support it, to heal, to strengthen the immune system, to increase our metabolism, to support it to function optimally, to help it detox every day. It's just, it makes absolute sense to me. So I saw that as a really good way to support other people to prevent illness. But I also saw this as a way of really impacting other people more positively than I wanted to, and to impact more people, because of course this is all based online. Everything is online. And at the time, of course, my daughter needed me. She really needed my support. I'd get phone calls with her in tears on the phone, not really understanding what she needed, because she didn't really talk to me about anything. She'd just ring me and cry. And of course I was at work and I felt really stuck. I wanted to be at home with her and I didn't know how I could be. And I also felt like, you know, my husband and I weren't getting ahead financially. We were really stuck in this being capped on a particular income, not being able to grow that income at all. We had dreams. I mean, I'm 49 now, my husband's 52. And we really had a lot of dreams. We both love travel, very passionate about travel, and wanted to be able to travel 2 to 3 months at a time. And just didn't have the income or the time to be able to do it, because we were both stuck in jobs. And of course, you know, for anyone who knows, you know, you get 3 to 4 weeks holiday a year, right, annual leave. And if you go over that time, you don't get paid for it. Well, you still have to pay the mortgage. And so we were stuck in that, really, not being able to do what it is we wanted. But we also felt like, going forward, how are we going to grow this? How are we going to retire comfortably? How are we going to feel secure financially? How are we going to be able to give to our kids? We were really broke at the time, not knowing how we were going to grow this when we were both capped. And of course, I tried moving up in our company and the company I was with, and it didn't work. I couldn't get the job. There's so much competition, as we know, within the traditional corporate model. And of course, you know, I didn't get the job. And, you know, often we see people anyway in that, who are in those higher parts of companies, who are earning more, but often they've got more stress and less time with their families as well. So, and then I thought, well, maybe we could do a business. So we looked into a franchise, and honestly, $400,000 for the initial investment, to me, just was madness. And the other thing, of course, is that I would still be stuck in my business, not being able to go anywhere. Obviously, you can't afford to get paid in your first 3 to 5 years of business. So that wasn't an option either for us. And so when I saw this opportunity, I thought this is perfect, because what this can do for me is this can grow me that passive income that I've been looking for such a long time. And it means that I can stay at home and work online and be here for my children. And it means that I can impact people positively because I'm supporting so many more people. And for me, after I said yes, it was after 4 days of starting on the products, I said yes straight away. And after 4 days, I was in. And honestly, I built my business in stolen moments while I was working full time. And after 4 months, I was able to step away from my full-time job permanently. So I kind of retired myself. And my husband and I travelled for 10 weeks over through Southeast Asia and got paid for it. So I'm pretty blessed and very happy that I've now created more choices for my life. And of course, I was able to be around for my daughter. And looking forward now, you know, I get a pay rise every month, and I'm actually really excited about my future because now we have plans. We travel a lot now, and I look forward into our retirement. I think, well, I'm actually retiring my husband now, and that's my next goal, is retiring my husband so that we can travel more for longer periods of time, not shorter spates of time, which we still have to do at this point. But that's really exciting for me, knowing that we're going to have a secure retirement, that we can actually support our children better than we've ever been able to do before. We're not broke anymore. I can dream again. That's the beautiful thing about this. I feel like I can dream again. I can give back to the world. And now, you know, looking at it, you know, I've managed to support. I've got 50 people in my team. I've got, you know, like nearly 200 customers in our support base, and honestly I'm feeling so excited about that, knowing that we've impacted that many people's families' health, that we've impacted that many families' financial situation and lifestyle changes. So it's really exciting to know that I can impact so many people so easily. So that's very much what we do here at Ignite Your Soul. If this has struck a chord with you, if you are stuck in a very similar situation to what I was, if you are looking for more for yourself, for your family, for your life in general, if you're really wanting to create a better future for yourself, and you know, whatever it is your thing, whatever is your desire, whatever is your drive, we are more than happy to support you to get there, because we understand, we've been there so many times, and so many of our team, that's why they start, because they want better choices, to be able to make those better choices. So if you are really interested in learning more about what we're doing, because obviously this is just a little brief, a little introduction into what we do, and you're a woman, there will be a second video that you would have been tagged in from the person who invited you into this group, from one of our team members. And so watch that second video, and then if you're still loving it, then absolutely reach out to that person who invited you in here, and to our team member, and ask more questions. Please get your questions answered. If you're a guy and you're watching this and you're like, yeah, I love this, I want to know more, then there is a male's video whom the person who invited you here will have tagged you in. Watch that one. If that still resonates for you, again, reach out to the person, the team member that invited you to watch this, and ask more questions. Get your questions answered. You know, we have a really great opportunity here for you to grow your life the way you want it, for you to blueprint your own life so that you can create it just the way you want to, mold it just the way you want to. Remember, this is your life. This is not anyone else's. This is absolutely your life, and we are here to support you every single step of the way. We will hold your hand from the beginning right through until you feel confident enough to do it yourself. We are always here for you. We are your business mentors, and we will support you all the way through. So if you love what you see, thank you so much for watching. please reach out to the person who invited you and have a beautiful day. We look forward to seeing you soon.